Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me for this timeless pick a card tarot reading. Whenever you come across this reading is when you're meant to hear it. This is a channeled tarot reading, and I always align my intentions for your highest and best good. To choose your reading, you're going to choose from one of these crystals I'm going to introduce, or one of the cards I'm about to reveal. In the description box below, you'll find a link to all the readings as well as a list of all the cards that I use. All right. For reading number 1, we have Mariposite. I like to call it Mariposite because then it sounds like mariposa. For reading number 2, we have Rose Quartz. And for reading number 3, we have Rhyolite or Sera. All right, let's look at the cards. For the first reading, card number 41. For reading number 2, card number 17. And for reading number 3, card number 50. Let your intuition guide you. Whichever crystal or card you're most drawn to is most likely the reading meant for you. Of course, if you're drawn to 2 or even all 3 of the readings, feel free to listen to more than one, as there may be additional guidance for you there. Enjoy your reading. Hello, reading number 1. You chose time, which is all about having patience and trusting that things are going to unfold in divine timing. There's something that you've been waiting for that is going to come to pass. But like a butterfly, we can't force it to come out of its cocoon before it is fully transformed. And Mariposite gets its name from mariposa, which means butterfly in Spanish. And like the butterfly, Mariposite has the energy of transformation, inner peace, personal evolution. I'm getting a message of surrendering to the circumstance, surrendering to the situation, and just inviting in grace. Inviting Source to show you what good will come from the current conditions in your life. Mariposite helps you move through change with serenity, courage, and fluidity, encouraging you to trust that transformation is not destruction, it is renewal in motion. It soothes fear and resistance to change, aligning you with natural cycles of growth and release. With its green hues from chromium-rich mica, Mariposite vibrates strongly with the heart chakra. It opens the heart to compassion both toward oneself and others, and helps release emotional rigidity or judgment. Its energy encourages forgiveness and grace during difficult transitions. Mariposite often forms within white marble, giving it a grounding yin quality. Spiritually, it's known to bring calm during stressful or turbulent times, a reminder to stay centered and to trust the flow, much like a butterfly navigating unseen currents of wind. And because it carries both earthy and ethereal elements, mica's shimmer and marble's solidity, Mariposite bridges realms, helping you stay grounded while connecting with intuitive and higher realms. It's especially helpful for healers, empaths, those learning to channel or receive guidance without becoming energetically drained. All right, let's consult the tarot and see what else we can find out about what is about to unfold. Oh, that card flew off the table all the way onto the floor. Let me get it. All right. 8 of Swords. Perhaps you've been feeling like you were trapped, like your hands were tied, you were stuck, bound, like you couldn't see a way out of the situation. That's all about to change. Let's find out how. Ace of Cups. Nope. Boy, they're flying. Okay, 2 came out. I was only going to get 1 more, but let's see what these are. 4 of Cups and the Fool. All right. All right. I love this depiction of the 8 of Swords because look at this cat pushing down that sword. So remember that if you hear noises in the background, that is Torvi. So remember that swords are the element of air. They're your thoughts. So this is actually you being entrapped by your thoughts. We can look at this cat as your shadow aspect. So what's happening is you're facing your shadow and you are seeing that these aren't real. Thoughts aren't facts, right? So it's some thought pattern or belief that is making you feel entrapped. It could be the need to seek permission or validation to move forward. So always asking, like, is this okay? Is this right? Old fears of being seen, getting it wrong, rejection. My guides are showing me somebody who's constantly asking for reassurance before acting. It could be mental over-analysis that is louder than your intuition, your inner wisdom. And it can also be this energetic stagnation, the paralysis that comes from feeling like you don't have any choices. All right? That energy is leaving. The cocoon is dissolving. And you're beginning to see that there actually never was a prison. It was a chrysalis where you were transforming. So you're being invited to breathe into clarity and make room for trust, movement, forgiveness, self-forgiveness. And where you once felt trapped, now there's possibility. And your inner dialogue's becoming kinder, more supportive, more encouraging. And what it's making space for is the Ace of Cups. I love that. This is like a gift from the universe. The Ace of Cups is the pure essence of love overflowing. All the other cups flow out of the Ace of Cups. So the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, and so on. They're all filled by the Ace of Cups. This is the beginning of that whole journey. And it's all about love. Now, it could be romantic love, but more importantly, it is the divine current of emotional renewal that rises from within when you are no longer guarded by fear. It's the first pulse of spiritual hydration after a drought. This energy says, you are safe to feel again. Your heart is expanding, ready to receive intuition, inspiration, forgiveness, creativity, connection. The waters of your soul are moving again. And with that motion comes cleansing, comes healing. This is emotional renewal, a sense of freshness in how you perceive life and love. This is self-love. This is love for life, love for others. It's just being full of love. It's feeling love, right? There's a difference between feeling loved and feeling love. So think about those moments where you felt your heart full of love, maybe for a child or a pet. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Okay, maybe for a child or a pet, that kind of love where it's just an outpour of love. This is what's coming into your life, and it feels so good. And with it, you're getting creative inspiration. Something new is about to be birthed through you. Art, words, ritual, relationships, something that fulfills you. And through this, your heart is expanding. You're going to have deeper compassion for yourself and others. And this is divine flow. It's an ease in receiving signs, synchronicities, grace. So beautiful. And then we have the Four of Cups and the Fool, which came out together. So the Four of Cups is, both of these cards together are what is being birthed. Remember I said you are about to give birth to something. So with the Four of Cups, It's a mirror of contemplation. It speaks of a moment when your soul, having just been freed, softens and pauses or hesitates out of discernment. You now have discernment. So you might be noticing that the very opportunities that you couldn't see, right? Look at the blindfold. You couldn't see them with the energy of the Eight of Swords, but now they shimmer before you. And your heart is adjusting to new levels of openness. So it's like everything seems new to you, unfamiliar. The world feels different. It may even feel surreal. Like, is this real? Is this true? So it's like this adjustment. And then with the Fool, this is rebirth, trust, answering the call of the unknown. So it's stepping in to this space, feeling radiant, pure, following the scent of adventure and experiencing the faith of a soul newly awakened. I mean, I'm seeing the butterfly coming out of the chrysalis and that pause of drying their wings, and then they take flight, right? You were born for it. This is your new beginning, unburdened by old mental prisons and guided by heart's intuition. The Fool invites you to move beyond reflection and into embodied trust, to follow the song of what feels alive, even if it makes no logical sense. This is where the Eight of Swords becomes wings, and the Ace of Cups becomes the wind beneath them. So you're transforming these thoughts into wings. And this love inside you is supporting that flight. So beautiful. You're about to experience this emotional renewal and start this whole new chapter of your life. Wow. Reading number 1, this is huge, truly. So excited for you. And it's coming soon. It is coming soon. It's just that you've been in this chrysalis and you had to complete that transformation before you could dry your wings and fly. But I feel many of you are probably already drying your wings and you're about to take flight. Some of you may be just about to emerge from the chrysalis. Wow. Let me know which one you are. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 2. You chose Rose Quartz. And Rose Quartz opens the heart chakra gently, dissolving grief, resentment, emotional scars. It doesn't force healing, it coaxes it. Spiritually, it repairs the subtle heart field, restoring trust in life, love, and your own worthiness. Its frequency smooths the sharp edges of your energy field, creating an aura of peace and safety. And those around you may feel calmer, more open, more authentic in your presence. If you have a piece of rose quartz that you place near your heart, wear it near your heart. It emits an electric magnetic harmony that encourages empathy and connection, making it a gentle balm for healers, therapists, empaths, people that are sensitive to others' energy. And rose quartz is the crystalline chalice of the goddesses Isis, Aphrodite, Kuan Yin, and Bridget. All recognize her resonance. She opens portals to receiving, love, intuition, nourishment, reminding you that giving and receiving are sacred equals. She harmonizes the emotional body with lunar cycles, helping you flow rather than resist. And this stone teaches the spiritual art of forgiveness. Of others, yes, but most importantly, of yourself. Forgiveness through rose quartz doesn't erase the past, it transmutes it, releasing the vibrational residue that binds pain to identity. And you begin to perceive yourself as spirit does, radiant and whole. Rose quartz can bridge the heart and crown chakras if you use it in meditation and align human affection with divine love. It prepares you to channel energy through compassion rather than will. It opens the path for angelic or higher self communication through the emotional field rather than the mind. And I just love that this is the card that came out with rose quartz. Friendship. You have some new people about to enter your life. You're in a phase where your frequency is such that you are attracting people for your highest and best good and for their highest and best good. My guides are showing me the book, The Celestian Prophecy, and the author talks about every person that we meet can either teach us something or we can teach them something. And sometimes it's both. All right, let's find out more. Who these people are that you're attracting and how you're attracting them. Oh, okay. I feel like that many cards that jumped out, you must be attracting a lot of people. I'm seeing the Queen of Wands in my mind. All right, the Tower. funny that, the cards just keep falling and we see the Tower falling. All right, here we go. 3 of Wands. And 2 of Swords. I love this version of the Tower card because look at her face. She's got that little smirk and she's holding the wand, She's the one that tore down this tower, this old structure. And this is a false structure. Perhaps it was around your heart. So this card is speaking of liberation disguised as upheaval. I'm seeing the story of Rapunzel in this tower, hidden away, up high, protected, had food, had everything she needed except companionship. But now this false structure comes down and she's liberated. This card is about showing us where the ego built fortresses for protection, high walls of self-resilience, overgiving, or careful control. All of that was blocking love's natural flow, now crumbling. So this isn't destruction for the sake of destruction. It's illumination. It's revealing where love couldn't reach you before. So now that this false structure is crumbling, you're able to attract what is true. This can mean the end of old relationship patterns, the ones that were rooted in rescuing, whether you're doing the rescuing or somebody's rescuing you, proving yourself, always people-pleasing, or settling for half presence. Calling someone who maybe doesn't make you feel great, but you don't want to be by yourself. So it might look like solitude for a minute, for a season, or sudden shifts in who stands beside you. But in truth, this tower moment is clearing the soil for something real, something authentic. And authenticity magnetizes. When this tower falls, so do masks. Authentic energy is the strongest signal in the universe. It calls your soul tribe home. Boundaries become invitations. The fall of codependence makes space for interdependence. Relationships where giving and receiving flow naturally. You'll be able to see this in conversations. Have you been with someone who talks, and you never get a word in edgewise? Or maybe you're that person, right? That is crumbling now. That belief that that space needs to be taken, or that you have to prove, or that they have to prove. Instead, you're meeting people where the conversation flows beautifully, each person like a dance, communicating and expanding on the thoughts and the ideas that are flowing. This is higher resonance, old frequencies, people, habits, beliefs can't sustain your new vibration. What remains after this tower moment are those whose hearts match your growth. You can stand barefoot on the ground and reclaim your energetic space. You can sage, you can smudge to clear any emotional residue. You can journal about what's collapsing, what patterns or beliefs are collapsing. And then, excuse me, you have the Three of Wands. So where the tower shattered what was no longer aligned, the Three of Wands reveals vision, readiness, and radiant expectancy. So this is the card where you are calling your allies across the water and them hearing you. You're stepping into a new energetic frequency of magnetic expansion. Your vibration has gone out like a beacon. You see, you're standing here on the cliff. It's like you're a lighthouse. And your tribe, your people, your chosen family, they are already on their way. They're already in boats and ships coming to the shore. And it might feel subtle at first, like an invitation to something, or a synchronistic meeting, or a conversation that feels familiar in some way. But make no mistake, this is spiritual logistics at work. The universe is aligning timelines and hearts. You're now open to receive connections born of alignment, not attachment. And your new allies are drawn to your frequency of authenticity, creativity, and inner sovereignty. You're making a shift from inward healing to outward expression. So you're not healing and mending. You are building bridges. And your allies aren't arriving because you need them. They're arriving because your soul's light calls them home. Wow, it is so beautiful. And the Two of Swords is still quiet, inward. This is the pause between signal and arrival. This is the gift born from you having the strength and courage to see what's real, let the false crumble, and now you have this discernment. We see somebody who's blindfolded but still hitting the target. You can trust your inner voice now. With the Two of Swords, there's two paths, two truths, two directions. It's like you're making a choice between this and that. And it symbolizes the spiritual art of choosing from your inner knowing, not external pressures or noise. You're being asked not to decide hastily who your allies will be, but to feel your way toward those whose vibration truly matches your next chapter. And they're coming towards you. This is how you're going to recognize them. You're listening to how your body feels when you meet new people. Does it feel like an expansion or a contraction? Does it feel warm and fuzzy or draining? Some connections need time to bloom, so be patient. And this card is blessing divine timing. Keep your boundaries clear yet soft. The Two of Swords isn't, these swords aren't for battle. They are pillars of balance, forming a gateway through which the right people will pass. I'm also seeing for some of you, perhaps an animal or pet coming in as one of your allies. Very nice. Choose only what brings you peace or what's helps you grow in a way that is exciting. Reading number 2. Very, very good news. So happy for you. This is a beautiful expansion. You have some wonderful allies and friendships headed your way. And I see, as part of this crumbling, you increasing your self-love and self-worth with this rose quartz. And I don't mean that you weren't worthy, but you didn't recognize it. Now you're beginning to recognize your worth. So beautiful. Please let me know if this resonates. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 3. You chose the rhyolite, also known as the Sera stone. It's quartz, feldspar, and other trace minerals blended together. And it's a stone of courageous becoming. It wakes the will, stabilizes the emotions, and reminds you that change is not chaos when guided by your soul. Rhyolite stirs the solar plexus and sacral chakras, rekindling enthusiasm for your path. It invites you to act on inspiration rather than postpone it. So, a good one for artists, musicians, teachers, healers. It helps to release creative stagnation and helps ideas crystallize into form. Spiritually, rhyolite steadies the nervous system's subtle echo, the auric field. It teaches how to remain centered while the shifts of life move around you. In times of transformation, it acts like volcanic glass cooled by rain, proof that heat, water, fire, and feeling can coexist in balance. It reminds the body to breathe. And, there's que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. It has that type of consciousness. It's trusting in divine unfolding, and it helps you soften resistance to the unknown and aligns you with synchronicity. When carried during change, it helps you notice guidance disguised as coincidence. It harmonizes willpower with faith so that action arises from calm knowing, not anxious control. And its layered patterns mirror layers of personal history. Meditating with it draws buried memories to the surface, not to relive them, but to reweave them. It gently releases shame, regret, or unfinished business, transmuting old stories into wisdom. Many feel a heart chakra expansion followed by grounded peace in the lower chakras, a sign that the past has found its proper place. Because it's volcanic in origin, rhyolite carries the earth's creative fire, the same force that builds new continents. Spiritually, it strengthens your link to planetary consciousness, the quiet hum of forests, stones, and rivers. It invites partnership with Gaia in manifesting projects that serve both self and the planet. And the card that you chose is this Hamsa, and it says spiritual cleansing. And, it's associated with the number 5. And here we see the number 50, which reduces 50 to 5. It's about clearing stagnant energy. Stagnant energy in the mind, body, spirit, and your physical spaces. So that's a good place to start, is decluttering, sweeping, dusting, clearing, smudging, whatever you can do to clear those stagnant energies and invite flow into your life. And the 5 corresponds to the 5 senses, the 5 elements, the 5 directions, which would be north, south, east, west, and inside you, the 5th direction. So it's teaching balance, to touch the world without being consumed by it. And it harmonizes doing and being, offering and allowing, work and rest. All right, let's find out some more. Perhaps you've been feeling numb or unmotivated or stuck. And that's being swept away. Look at the broom. All right, 2 of Pentacles. Yes, we talked about balancing giving and receiving, and here we see it. Bringing balance back into your life. Three of Cups. Very nice. And the Page of Swords. All right. We see somebody here balancing precariously on this seesaw, and they're about to have to adapt and adjust to the cat jumping on one end. Perhaps you're feeling like you can't rest. You're always having to take care of something. You're always having to respond to some urgent need or some crisis. This is when this card shows up when your energy is divided. Whether it's divided between two worlds, two things, or many things. It's that perpetual juggling of the two coins of trying to manage everything. And the two coins simplistically could be work-life balance. So you're seeking to attain that work-life balance. And maybe you feel stuck in a rut or numb, like all you can do is just tread water. So it's the outer commitment versus the inner calling. The comfort of routine versus the yearning for evolution. So this is stagnation that doesn't come from stillness, but from motion without direction. You may be saying yes to too much or moving between multiple identities, employer or employee, partner, parent, volunteer. Maybe you have all of these roles. And you're maybe friend, maybe counselor, you're helping somebody in need. And somewhere deep inside is the belief that if you stop fulfilling these roles, everything will fall apart. But the truth is, if you jump off this seesaw, right, the world is going to keep turning. And you will simply turn with it rather than against it. The Two of Pentacles teaches that every dance has a rest beat. Without stillness, motion loses meaning. So definitely time for you to take a rest, take some time off, take a vacation, do something for yourself. Ask yourself which coin truly feels alive in your hands right now, and place the other one gently down, and you can return to it later. Spend a day doing simple sensory acts, cooking, walking barefoot, watering plants, until your nervous system relaxes. Stagnation dissolves when your spirit fully inhabits your body. So you're inviting that awareness through the senses. And this infinity loop reminds you that all things move in cycles. You cannot miss your destiny. You can only exhaust yourself trying to control its timing. Align action with joy, not duty. If something feels forced, heavy, or purely habitual, it's time to take a pause. Wait for the yes that feels like breath, not pressure. So this is letting go of juggling to prove your worth and moving in the rhythm with what truly matters. And rest when you feel called to do that, honoring that. All right, and the Three of Cups, we see equals here. 3 people raising their cups together, each offering and each receiving in rhythm. It teaches that true flow isn't transactional, it's cyclical. You give your energy, your love, your wisdom, and you allow yourself to be refilled by others, by beauty, by spirit itself. Your heart is learning that balance doesn't come through restraint, but through belonging. Reconnect through joyful exchange. So it's not about giving only where you're needed. It feels like you've been giving only where you're needed. Give where you are nourished. Share time, ideas, experiences with those who uplift your frequency. The balance of giving and receiving happens naturally when joy sets the tempo rather than obligation. And celebrate your circle. Spirit asks you to recognize your allies, those who have quietly held space for you, encouraged you, or mirrored your growth. Reach out, express gratitude, allow them to pour back into you. Let love flow both ways. When someone compliments you, or if you hear noise in the background, that's Torvi. When someone compliments you or helps you or offers support, practice saying thank you without deflection. Every time you receive with openness, you affirm, I am worthy of replenishment. So if somebody says, that's a beautiful dress, oh, it doesn't fit me right, or it's old, or I got it at Target, whatever it is, don't diminish it. Just say thank you. Somebody offers to carry something for you, don't say, I got it. That's okay. I got it. Say thank you. Let them help you. All right? Stop deflecting. You are worthy of that. You are worthy to receive. And the more you do this, the more you're creating this opportunity for the right flow. And dance and ritualize reciprocity. Turn the energy of giving and receiving into a living ritual. So, again, experiences like sharing tea or coffee with someone, creating art collaboratively. It doesn't have to be a product, it can just be fun. Exchange or trade some kind of craft or learning offering with someone else. Trade creative offerings. Make it sacred play, not a ledger, not transactional. but equals. And the Page of Swords is seeking with enthusiasm. This card reminds you that creative flow is born out of permission, giving yourself permission. You cultivate creativity by being a student again, by experimenting, by allowing yourself to start drawing something without finishing it, start writing something without finishing it, being curious, being experimental, experiential as well works. Experimenting in the kitchen. Curiosity is the doorway. Movement is the key. When you pick up the pen, the brush, your guitar, and you say, let's see what happens, rather than this is what's going to happen. Just go with the flow, practicing that flow. The Page of Swords is ruled by air, the element of thought, language, and symbol. So feed your creative current with new ideas, read something unusual, listen to a lecture, learn a technique outside of your comfort zone. Inspiration will rush in through the fresh air of novelty, and express yourself without editing. Remember, the page is about movement, not mastery. So write freely, paint quickly, speak your insights aloud before censoring them. Your creative river will flow when you stop damming it with analysis. Engage in creative dialogue. Talk through your ideas with trusted friends, your groups, your equals, your journal. Air signs think best aloud. Creativity awakens in conversation. And swords are also about perception. So observe patterns. Watch your life as if it were poetry. What symbols, colors, numbers, and synchronicities keep reappearing? Record them. Write them down in your journal. They are your muses in disguise. So the Three of Cups shows you how creativity begins in connection and shared joy. And the Page of Swords steps forward as a messenger of mental clarity, curiosity, and the courage to express truth through word, image, song, idea. It's exploration and experimentation. So, letting go of obligation, finding time to nurture yourself, balancing your spiritual and physical, your work and your life, your have-tos and your want-tos. So it's like too many have-tos and needs instead of wants and fulfilling. Allow yourself to be fulfilled. Allow others to fill your cup. Meet people who are your equals. Celebrate that. Exchange energy or goods or services in a setting where it feels equal to you. And then be curious and open to experimentation. And all of that is going to cultivate creativity, cultivate flow in your life, and make life feel more like a dance than an obligation, helping you clear away any of that stagnation. Reading number 3 is so exciting for you. This really feels like a breath of fresh air. Please let me know if this resonates, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.